Okay, not exactly sure how this is going to go. This is programming the Technosonic radio for November 114 Oscar Hotel. Step 1, with the mechanic's assistance. Get the battery cart, make sure the battery cart is plugged in. Come around to the cockpit. External power needs to be toggled down. Master power, turn it on. Radio, on. Bus tie, flip it forward. Now coming around to the back, we're going to do a focus on the manual here. The manual is handy. Hold that up. This is the VHF blah 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 TFM 550. In order to program this radio, please note that the batteries are on up front. The toggle switch to this radio is off. In order to get into configuration mode, Buck is going to turn it on while depressing the function, the recall, and the enter key at the same time. This is the correct procedure when the aircraft comes here with the other programs, radio frequencies for us to change everything. Note that the DPL, this is the first screen, you might not be able to see it with this camera, but it says configuration DPL on. It needs to be on. We'll cover that at the end. Okay?
To move the DPL switches on and off, use the up and down buttons, which is the 4 key and the 7 key. Go down, turns it off. Up, turns it on. When you get it where you need, push enter and it'll bring you to the CTC SS screen. We want the receive on and we want the transmit on. Once they're on and activated, it'll take you to your programming screen.
Okay. Now, you need a partner to do this effectively because this is a tedious task. It's not difficult, but it's tedious. What you have is one person. We're going to program all the UHF frequencies and all the VHF frequencies. First, we're going to start with UHF channel number 1, which for us here at Pegasus is Medcom. So we are going to make sure that this toggle switch on the bottom left is selected UHF. Buck is going to toggle, use the 4 and 7 key to scroll down to channel number 1. Channel number 1 is now highlighted, and he is going to push function program, ensuring that the function, now this function button right here, sometimes you got to hit it a couple times, but before it shows you UHF receive, you need to make sure that the function screen pops up. So it's function program, and what you have showing is UHF receive frequency. Have your partner read it. UHF receive frequency for Medcom, Med9 Carters, is 462950. Buck is simply pushing 462950 and then enter. It now shows UHF transmit, which is 467950. 467950. Enter. It now shows a spacing. There are two choices, 25 or 12.5. For Medcom, 25 is the correct spacing. Enter. It now takes you to label. This is labeled from the previous program's channel, New Hampshire, Lincom, whatever it is, and we're going to put in Medcom. Scrolling down to each letter that's highlighted, we go through M, E, D. Sometimes you need to spell this for your partner, especially if you're working with Buck. Medcom. Enter through it. There's no number with Medcom, it's just Medcom. Enter, enter. Okay, we need to ensure that this is memory 001 for UHF 1. It is. We push enter again, and we're back to our original screen. For channel number 1 Medcom, we're not done yet. We need to enter the tone codes. Buck is going to push function, the bottom right screen, ensure that the function screen is up, and then push number 2, which is tone. We have receive tone. For Medcom, receive and transmit tone is 127.3. Scrolling through until we get 127.3, enter. The transmit tone, 127.3. Enter. Receive DPL is nothing, enter. Transmit DPL is nothing, enter. Channel number 1, Medcom, receive, transmit, and tone code are now entered and configured for Med9 Carters. We are now going to scroll down to UHF number 2, Med9 Elliots. Highlight channel number 2, which is the previous program's Well 9 Largo. Maybe they were flying down in Florida in the Keys or something like that, who knows. Push function, program, UHF receive frequency for Med9 Elliots is 462,950. Enter. Transmit 467,950. Enter. Spacing is 25, which is what you need for Med9 Elliots. Enter. And now we're at label. We're going to label this Med9 Elliots. Using the 4 and the 7 key, we're going to scroll through the alphabet, put in Med9 Elliots, ensure that this is memory channel number 2. It is. Push enter. We're not done yet. We need to enter the tone codes. Receive and transmit tone codes for Med9 Elliots is 156.7. Receive 156.7. Enter. Transmit 156.7. There it is. Enter. There is no DPL code. Enter. Is no DPL code. Enter. We're now configured. You do this for the whole list, and that's how you program this radio. Now, Buck and I are going to speak a little bit about the DPL codes and the tone codes, because this can be a big hang-up. Buck?
The DPL tones with this aircraft will probably more than likely either come enabled or enabled. That's why we have to go to the configuration mode to enable.
You just said the same thing, enabled or enabled.
Cut through that.
Okay.
So, we have one frequency when we are in our backup aircraft that requires a DPL code, and that is Bath County Primary. The reason being that this will be programmed in the aircraft when the backup comes is because we will be going to Bath County at times, and if we do not have the DPL codes on, you will not be able to program a DPL code during flight. So by placing both the DPL codes on initially, and by also putting the CTC SS tones on, you will be able to program either or during flight.
Right. If this aircraft comes and the tone codes are not enabled, you can enter your transmit and receive frequencies, but you're going to hit a brick wall when you start to enter the tone codes, because it won't allow you to do so unless the tone codes are on. So that's correct,
John.
That's what you need to make sure of. Okay? All right, Norm. Are we done?
I think so. This is pretty basic. Should not require a whole lot of thought into this. We will have a hard copy in the office of the operations of the model TFM 550, as well as the master frequency list that will be used on every backup aircraft that comes into the program. We're going to begin this program with 1140 here today because this is the first backup we've had in some time.
Okay, there's a close-up. You can see function on the bottom right corner, program, which is key number 8, the MUP and the M down, which is the 4 and 7, and then the top right corner is the enter. Okay, so this video should get everybody through 98% of programming this radio. The big glitch is the DPL and tone codes on and off, and we're getting better at it, but this should alleviate a lot of confusion with this new radio.
We're also going to go ahead now and make an adjustment to one of the frequencies that are programmed currently in this aircraft, and it's on VHF, so watch closely.
Okay, so we're going to go
To VHF.
toggle up to VHF.
One of the things that you can do, if you're skilled enough with this aircraft, is you can get down to a certain number quickly than pushing the down or up button. So for example, we're on channel 14. If you wanted to go to channel 1, you could hit recall, 001, enter, and that takes you to a frequency much quicker.
Fucking damn.
We are going to go to Shenandoah National Park, which is channel 15. So we are going to go recall, 015, enter. Shenandoah National Park. We're going to make a modification to the receive frequency. So we're going to go function, program, receive. Should be 172 675. Enter. Transmit is going to remain 1. Enter. Channel 15. We're good. Tone codes are the same.
Okay.
Thank you. Alright, turn that off because I screwed up.